All right, so we are recording and we got the calculator. All right, finding BC. BC is side A because it's opposite of angle A. So if BC is opposite of A and side A, C squared equals A squared plus B squared if you know two sides of a right triangle. So 65 squared equals 16 squared plus, or A squared plus 16 squared. Well, I know because I have a calculator right next to me. 65 squared equals 4225. 16 squared is 256. If we subtract 256 from each side, that's 3969. So A squared equals 3969. So if we take the square root of that, not the square root of that, but the square root of the answer, we get, what's the answer? 63? So the answer is 63. Okay, is 8, 24, 25 a right triangle? Well, is 25 squared equal to 24 squared plus 8 squared? No, those are not equal, so it's a no. Is 29 squared equal to 20 squared plus 21 squared? Yes, they are equal. They're both equal to like 841. Is 85 squared equal to 70, or is, yes, 36 squared plus 75 squared? Yes, it is. Okay. What is x? Well, if you're looking at your 45, 45, 90, if you know the sides, you just take that times the square root of 2 to get the hypotenuse. So it's 4 square root of 2. If you draw a 30, 60, 90 triangle, here's 30, here's 60, here's 90. So your hypotenuse, they tell you, is 20. How's the hypotenuse compared to the short leg on your formula sheet? It is half of it. So that is 10. And then how do you get from the short leg to the long leg? You multiply by the square root of 3. So the two answers that work are these two. It says select all that apply. On the test, it'll say select all that apply. Okay, it's 10, 10 square root of 3. Okay, two answers. What is the tangent ratio of A? Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Well, this is my opposite. This is my adjacent to A. So it's 195 over 28. The perimeter. Let's make this x, make this y. And let's say 61 is our angle that I want to use. X is opposite. 8 is hypotenuse. What trig function is opposite hypotenuse? That's right, sine. So the sine of 61 is the opposite side over the hypotenuse. So if we multiply each side by 8, 8 times the sine of 61 is 6.9, basically 7.0. Now to figure out y is adjacent over hypotenuse. So it's the cosine of 61 equals x over 8. So if we multiply by 8, 8 cosine of 61 is 3.9. So you take 3.9 plus 7, which is 10.9, and add the 8, and you get 18.9. Okay, what is the measure of angle A to the nearest tenth? Well, this is my opposite side, this is my adjacent side. What trig function is opposite over adjacent? Tangent. Tangent of angle A equals my opposite side over my adjacent side. If we move the tangent to the other side, it becomes the inverse tangent. So when you're finding an angle, you use the inverse function button. What'd you get? 52 point something? What do we get? 52.3? I'll trust you. All right. Finding value of x. Do you have any 90 degrees angles in here? No, so you can't use just normal trig. But we have opposites. And when we have opposites, we use the law of sines. So it's a sine of 33 over its opposite side, 36.8, equals a sine of 73 over its opposite side, x. So cross multiply, x sine of 33 equals 36.8 sine of 73, and divide by the sine of 33. X equals 64.6. Is that what you guys got? That's good. Okay, first half of the test is done. Second half. It's again law of sines. Again, we have opposites. So the sine of our angle over its opposite side equals the sine of our angle over its opposite side. So we cross multiply. 22.4 sine of x equals 12.7 sine of 73. And then divide by 22.4. So you take 12.7 times the sine of 73, press equals, divided by 22.4, press equals. We get the sine of x equals 0.5422, yada, yada, yada. That's what the sine of x equals. When you're looking for an angle, what do you have to do? We move the sine to the other side, so it becomes the inverse sine of 0.5422. So second sine 0.5422. So x equals 32.8. Round to the nearest tenth on these on the test, please. Okay, another perimeter problem. Look, we have opposites there, so I can find opposites here. The sine of 49 over 16.6 equals a sine of 40 over x. So cross multiply. X sine of 49 equals 16.6 sine of 40, and divide by the sine of 49. So it's 16.6 sine of 40 divided by the sine of 49. So x equals 14.1. But that's only one side. Whoa, that's only one side. Let's find the other side. Now 40 plus 49 is 89. So that means angle A is 91. So it's the sine of 91 over y equals the sine of 49 over 16.6. And again, cross multiply and solve. 16.6 times the sine of 91 divided by the sine of 49. 21.99 or 22. So you take 22 plus 14.1 plus 16.6. And it says round to the nearest whole number. That's 53. Okay. When you find the side, everybody got this right on the quiz you took today, because everybody got every problem right on the quiz in the entire class. So good job, people. So that's the opposite side, okay, of this. And when you have side angle side, it's the law of cosines. So x squared equals 22 squared plus 32 squared minus 2 times 22 times 32 cosine of 95. And you just punch it into your calculator. 22 squared plus 32 squared minus 2 times 22 times 32 cosine of 95. Press equals. You get a huge number. Take the square root of that number, and you get 40.4. That's side BC to the nearest tenth. Where it's a little harder, the law of cosines, you have to work backwards. So the side opposite the angle we want is 15. So 15 squared equals 14 squared plus 16 squared minus 2 times 14 times 16 cosine of x. So you multiply out your numbers. 225 is 196 plus 256 minus 2 times 14 times 16 minus 448 cosine of x. So take 225 minus 196 minus 256 is negative 227 equals negative 448 cosine of x. So divide by negative 448 and do, that's the cosine of x equals 0.5067. And move the cosine to the other side so it becomes the inverse cosine. Inverse cosine of the answer equals 59.6. Okay, we're just about done. 3 left. Okay, here's a ramp. The angle of depression is here, so the angle of elevation is the same. 4 foot high, 20 feet across. Opposite adjacent is what trig function? Tangent. So the tangent of x equals 4 over 20. Move the tangent to the other side. Inverse tangent of 4 over 20 is 11.3 degrees. Some person is looking up at a flagpole. Here's the person. Their eyes are 5 feet above the ground. Here's the flagpole. They're looking up at the flag. Okay? It's 30 feet away. The angle of elevation is 42 degrees. Okay? What is x here? Well, opposite and adjacent is tangent. So the tangent of 42 degrees equals the opposite side of the adjacent side. If we multiply by 30, 30 times the tangent of 42 equals 27. So this part of the flagpole is 27. This part of the flagpole is 5. We add them together, and the flagpole is 32 feet high. Last one, an area problem. The area of angle A equals 1/2 BC sine of A. So it's 1/2 of 20 times 17 times the sine of 95. So the area is 169.4 in squared. Okay? So the test is just like this. All I did was I changed these numbers. I changed these numbers. I changed these numbers. Maybe I didn't even change a couple of them. Maybe they're the same thing. Who knows? But if you watch this video, if you go through this practice test multiple times, you should get it down good enough to know what is on the test. All right, there you go. I will post this